Today, somebody called me to ask for a referral source. What questions would I want a couple considering a prenup to think about? I thought that was a really good question because prenuptial agreements are often, well, they can seem icky because it seems like you're planning for the end of the marriage before it even begins. But really, the opportunity to talk about the issues that you need to talk about in order to do a prenuptial agreement are really helpful. So here are some things that I thought of. One thing is you need to think about estate planning. The states require, each state requires that each married person leave a certain percentage of their estate when they die to their spouse. But you can change that in a prenuptial agreement. So that's one thing to think about. How do you want to handle your estates when you die after many, many decades of a happy marriage, or maybe a not so happy marriage, but you're still married at the end of your life? That's one thing to think about. Another thing to think about is what if your marriage ends in divorce? There's two questions about that. One is alimony. If one person, one spouse, one partner is financially dependent on the other one, how to handle the question of alimony? Leave it as an open issue? Try to say we're going to not pay alimony or come up with some kind of formula? That's one thing to think about. And another thing to think about is how to think about the division of assets in the event of a divorce. If someone inherits some assets or is gifted assets from their parents or another family member, or is that going to be separate the way the law in New York calls for, or is it going to be marital and included in the estate? What if the couple is living in a family where all of the assets and all of the income come from the moneyed spouse? They come from a wealthy, wealthy family, and they're just going to live on the interest and dividends from their assets. What happens then? There are so many questions that go into it, but it really helps to start thinking about the answers to those questions before you go to the drafting phase. If you've got any questions about prenups or anything else, please give us a call. We'd be happy to talk to you.